What if SketchUp could automatically tell you every piece of wood you need for your kitchen cabinets? That's exactly what we'll be doing here today. Hello and welcome back to SketchUp Call. Welcome to the bonus episode of our kitchen cabinet modeling series. We'll be taking your production model and turning it into a cut-out list that can be used for manufacturing your cabinets. So let's begin. It's good to understand that for you to make this work, you have to model every component separately. You have to make use of components. So you're modeling every part of your cabinet separately, and you make sure you're using components for similar parts of your kitchen cabinet. And definitely we have to assign materials to these parts of our kitchen cabinets correctly. If you checked from episode 3, if you skipped that, you can check the episode 3. It was explained how we used the 3/4 plywood board for some parts of the cabinet, and we applied material representing that. And we also applied materials representing a 1/4-inch plywood that was used for our back panel boards and some of our drawer boards. So you can go back to the episode 3 to get a better explanation of how some of these were done. So for the cutout list, the first thing we need to do, if you are a beginner user of SketchUp, you might not have a cutout list plugin or extension installed on your system. So the first thing you need to do is you go to your extension from your standard bar, you click on the extension warehouse. So the next thing you need to do is search for a cutout list plugin. So SketchUp has provided some plugins for the cutout list, and you can easily search for this. You have the cutout list bridge LX, it's costing $30. You have the space design, you have the cutout list bridge 5. But currently I'm using one of the free cutout list plugin, which is the open cut list. So you can click on this and you install into your system. So currently I have this installed already. If you check from my extension, we have this installed. And we can easily use this to generate a report for our cutout list. You can generate a report for the cutout list using materials. You can use the parts already modeled in SketchUp, and there are so various numerous ways you can generate your cutout list. So the first thing we need to do is, I don't want to generate the cutout list for some of the other models here, so we can quickly delete this. It's understandable that you can click on the cabinet you want to generate the cutout list for, but for the sake of material identification, I just want the scene to identify just these two materials: the oak wood we use for our plywood, for 3/4 plywood, and the hardwood representation we used for the board, the 1/4-inch board. So next we click on our open cut list. So we can maximize this. We can tend to identify our components with the materials. Okay, currently SketchUp is still identifying some of the old materials. We can quickly go to our model info and purge our scene. Okay, that is done. We can refresh quickly. So currently from our scene, we can see that we have just two materials identified: the dark plywood, which is represented with the dark brown color, and the white oak light wood, which is represented with, like, let's say our make or our clay color. So we can easily identify or edit these materials, give them descriptions. So we can say this material should be described as our 1/4 plywood board. And for the material type, we can identify this as a, we wouldn't use solid wood for this, so we can say let's go with sheet goods. So easily from this we can get a standard thickness of 1/4 of the wood. As you can see from here, the grain follows the length, so the longer part of the wood, that's where the grain is going to follow. And I mentioned earlier, when we are modeling our steels and our rails, or our stiles and our rails, I tend to allow the wood running in the direction of the length of the wood, so the wood grain follows the length of our wood created. So we can easily apply this to our wood. So this wood has been assigned a definite material. So this undefined wood, which is our white oak wood, we can edit this and call this our 3/4 plywood board. Okay, definition, we can call this a solid wood. I think for solid woods we have the 3/4 standard size. So we can easily apply this. So these materials have been identified. We can refresh. Currently, we don't have any other material on our scene, and our cabinets were not made using any other material apart from these current materials listed here. So we head on onto parts and we generate. So currently, we can see from the materials and the thickness, we can identify just two materials on the model. We have this is represented as the 1-inch board, but it's supposed to be the 3/4 board. So we can go back to editor material and eliminate this. Let's be left with just the 3/4 board. Okay, I think we just, let's go back to default preset and eliminate this carefully. So let's apply and go back to parts and regenerate. Okay, it's showing the thickness as unidentified. So I think we might just have to leave that as the, or let's work with sheet goods. Okay, we don't have the, okay, we have the 3/4 board here. Okay, we'll go back to parts and regenerate. Okay, it's properly labeled now. So we have the dark plywood, which is our 1/4 inch board, and the 3/4 inch board for the light oak wood. So currently, this is listing the components, all the components on your scene according to materials. So we can see for our dark plywood, which is our 1/4 inch board, we have our back panels and we have 5 pieces. We have the 36 shaker box bottom panel and we have 8 pieces. We have the 36 shaker drawer panels. We have 4 pieces, and these are the lengths and the widths for all the wood piece assigned to this material. Same thing goes for our white oak 3/4 board. We have the kick tool, the drawer panels. You can click on this to expand to see how the panel is looking. Okay, we have the drawer door panels. We have these drawer door panels are these panels. If you remember from our episode 3, we labeled these appropriately for us to have these descriptions on our drawings. So these are showing all the materials on scene currently. But if you want the cut at least for just a specific model, you can click on it and you refresh or regenerate. So clicking on this drawer flat panel doors, this cabinet with the flat panel doors or flat panel drawers, we can see from our material identification, we have 3 plywood boards there. The 3 plywoods of 1/4 inch, or sorry, an inch, 1/4 inch, sorry. Then we have 15 pieces for the 3/4 inch board. So identifying them by materials, we only have one of the back panel, that's for the cabinet itself. We have 2 for the shaker drawer box, which represents the drawers here, the base part of your drawers. And for our 3/4 inch wood, we have the kick tool, we have the drawer door panels, the 36 bottom panels, the shelves, the top panels, the side panels, the drawer back, and the drawer side panels. So everything is listed appropriately. The length and the width of every component listed, or every part of the drawer cabinet listed. So you can go furthermore to export this, export as a CVX, or you export as a Excel document, or you can print directly from your drawing, or from, let's say, from your SketchUp cut at least plugin. But one more additional thing you can enjoy from using the cut at least plugin, you can click on the draw button, and this helps you generate a drawing showing all the labels for each part of the cabinet you are working on. So if you're working on the whole scene, it's going to apply labels to every single piece. So let's click just on the scene and generate. We can see we have labels for the dark wood, we have labels A to E, and for our light oak wood, which are 3/4 wood, we have labels for A to S. So if to generate a drawing for this, we can click on draw. We can just quickly generate. You can see a drawing showing each of the cabinets and their labels. So every cabinet that has a similar label is showing is having the same cabinet as the same size. So for instance, if we are looking at the cabinet, the label L stands for all the styles that come in the same size. So this one, this, 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 and this are all cabinets components of the same size. Or looking at our sideboard, which is the letter J. So the letter J stands for all the sideboards in this scene. So we can see for the flat door panel, we have the letter J. For the side panel, for the drawer panel, same thing. For the shaker door cabinet, we have the sideboard for the cabinet as letter J. For the drawer cabinet also, we have the sideboards as letter J. So if you want to work on just a cabinet, you can easily click on that. So let's try this with our shaker drawer cabinet. You can click on it. We'll click on our plugin. Let's maximize, and we generate with the parts. So this is showing just the parts, the cutout list for just the cabinet selected. So if we go back to our drawing, I will quickly generate a drawing. We can see the parts listed. So H now represents our side panels. K represents the steels of the drawer cabinet, the two base drawer cabinets, and G represents the rails. We can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Gs for the cabinet currently. So it's pretty clear how the open cut list plugin works. So we can print this directly. You can click on print, and this generates a PDF. You can save to your system. We can say these are 36 inches. Let's use the representation. Don't know if that is allowed. Okay, 36 inches drawer or shaker drawer cabinet. Okay, I don't think the sign is allowed. Okay, that has been saved. We can go quickly to our system and check from our desktop where it was saved to. Okay, so this is showing each part labeled, assigned to a specific dimension and size and material. So we can also print by the parts. We can close this and print the cutout list for this. Let's print as a PDF file. So we say this should be our cut list. Let's save. Okay. So this is showing our cut list, and this is showing a drawing representation of the cut list. So we can see for the back panel labeled A here, or this for the dark plywood 1/4 inch wood. The back panel labeled A is indicated here as A. Our toe kick also is not showing on this drawing because it's being covered. We can see the letter H, which is our side panel. We have two pieces, one at the side and one at the other, with the sizes listed here, which is our standard size for our cabinet. We can see 30.5 inches by 2 feet or 24 inches listed here. We can check for our top panels, which is the letter D. We can see D, it's 4 by the same size here. So everything is going to come out appropriately according to the size that you've designed with. That's why I said in episode 3 of this tutorial series that ensure to label every component you are creating on SketchUp appropriately. So this gives you the labels you've given to each component created in SketchUp. I don't know if this is clear. I might have to create another drawing or create another tutorial to explain some other things further. But I think this is straightforward for the cutout list when it comes to kitchen cabinets. So the beauty about this is you don't have to create the cutout list for individual cabinets. You can easily just click on the whole thing and you generate a cutout list for every single cabinet on your screen. So it gives you the cut list for every single panel you're having on screen, but this is separated by materials. There are some other ways where we can generate the cutout list, separating them by groups, because currently we have different groups and components when it comes to what we've created on screen here. Because if you are having a list of cabinets joined to each other created, you don't tend to create them as a single piece. You create them and group them together and you line them up in one single piece. And there's something to note also. It's not necessary that you create your toe, your kick toe, or your toe kick for individual cabinets. You can create that at the end of your design, where your toe kick runs for all cabinets instead of having them separate in size. I don't know if that is clear. So you, like I said earlier, you can export this list as a CVS file or as an Excel file, and you can give this to your computer or your woodworker, and this helps in creating your cabinet parts and in the production of your real world cabinets. So if you enjoyed this full series, like the video, subscribe for more professional SketchUp tutorials, and thanks for watching.